And welcome everyone to another episode of Give Me Back My Action Movies, the podcast. When you hear those docile tones from the Give Me Back My Action Movie Podcast Orchestra, you know it's time for me, Dan, and Charlie to talk to you about 80s, 90s nostalgia action movies. Charlie, what's going on, buddy?
Not a whole lot, brother. What's going on with you?
Yeah.
Normal stuff around here for me, man.
I'm here, and you're there.
I am.
One of
There.
these days, we're going to do a live in the same room episode.
Yeah. Now that we can travel a little bit more, I think we're coming up for the holidays, so we'll see what we can squeeze out. It won't be like for a holiday episode or anything, but it'll maybe beginning of the year we might be able to get
sweet! We can finally do Short Circuit together.
Yes. Johnny
Your
Five
mama was
alive.
a snowblower.
That's what we do. We do the ultimate crossover with the action horror, and we do Short Circuit and Chopping Mall, and we do it all in the same episode.
Same episode. That's right.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of which, that's kind of what we're doing tonight is the old double feature. Remember when you'd go to the video store and you could either get one new release for $3.99 or you could get two of the dollar movies, the older dollar movies.
Yeah.
And if there wasn't anything big on the new releases, you always got the dollar movies instead, so you could get more of them.
Oh yeah, we used to have like 5 for $5 nights sometimes.
There you go.
Could get like 5 movies for $5.
The older ones, right?
Yeah. It was always the older ones. Yeah.
Sure.
There's never anything new or even semi-new. It was like one. They would make like a display, and just those movies that were on that rack was like the 5 for $5 deal. But,
sure.
Yeah, but no, this is the 2 for $1 special we're running tonight.
That's right. This is the Down and Dirty double feature. As tonight we've chosen to do, we're going to do two movies tonight. Obviously, you've seen the title, you know what we're doing.
Yes.
But when we talked about this, we're like, both these movies are fine and they're discussion worthy, but they're not a full episode discussion worthy. They're both take place in the future, which is actually now the past for us in 2021.
Yeah.
And they both have rock icons in each one of them.
Yeah. So we wanted a thread to connect the movies. Not those weird like multi-pack DVDs I've been buying lately that none of the movies make
multi-pass.
None of the movies make sense to be on the same DVD package.
Yeah, like National Treasure, Mallrats, and Bible Goes West.
Just some of the wild. What was the one I just got? It was like Domino, Blood Diamond, and like 2 others. I was like,
Gleaming the Cube.
Oh, it was Ninja Assassin and one other one, and you're like, they don't even all. There's nothing connecting them other than action. That's really all that was connecting them.
My vote is for Ninja Assassin out of those 3.
I love Ninja Assassin.
That movie was nuts, dude.
If you haven't seen that movie, watch it. I love Ninja Assassin.
Absolutely. I mean, we're a big fan of practical effects, and that one is all pretty much digital, insane, over the top. It's a lot like the Spartacus series that was on Stars.
Yes.
Very animated, like blood splatter and stuff, but awesome flick.
They did it right and went with it. You know what I mean? You watch some of these other ones, and it's jarring when you see the digital blood. This one kind of made sense because I wouldn't want to clean up those sets between takes with the amount of blood they were using in that movie. So
they got it at Sam's Club.
Yeah, but we're not doing Ninja Assassin tonight. We are doing your first pick.
Yes, we're doing Runaway with Tom Selleck.
That mustache.
And the 1984 Tom Selleck, Michael Crichton written and directed film.
Yes.
And then after the commercial break, we're going to come back and do Freejack with Emilio Estevez and Rene Russo. Now, the common thread, if you're not familiar with these movies, and if you're not, then you should probably go watch them real quick and then come back because we're not going to tell you spoiler alert. We're just going to do it.
No, we're just jumping in.
Both these movies have a rock icon in each. The first one is Runaway with Gene Simmons.
Yes.
And if you don't know what band Gene's from, then please stop this, delete it, unfollow, and then throw your phone in the river. The second one is Mick Jagger. And again, Rolling Stones. If you don't know who the Rolling Stones or Mick Jagger is, it's probably the same thing. You probably want to just throw your phone away at that point. So we both talked about these. So we were both familiar with both films, and we hadn't seen them for a while. So when we watched them again, it wasn't quite a cold watch, but it's pretty close.
No, I had definitely seen Runaway most recently. Even to the fact Jackie's sitting there going, "Have I seen this?" And I'm like, "Probably. I've watched it a few times."
Yeah.
And Freejack, I'm pretty positive I haven't watched it since the VHS days. So that would have been like 90s since I watched Freejack.
I've probably watched them both in the last 10 years, but again, I couldn't tell you when. Enough that I was like, I know them, you know.
Oh, I knew the plot. I knew what was going on. Maybe some small nuances here and there, in the movies that I was like, I don't quite remember that. But then something will happen. And you're like, oh, yep, I remember that.
Yep,
I
yep, yep, yep.
totally remember it. But yeah.
So yeah, the first one we're going to do is Runaway, and I think I might have been confused. This is what I watched.
So you watched some Monty Python.
Any chance I get to put Monty Python on the podcast, I will.
I'm not hating on you on that for that one. I mean, that is the killer rabbit scene.
That's right.
But and no, this was not planned. He's playing it, and I'm staring at him through the thing, going, "Really?"
Yeah. We have a few go with me moments on this. All right, Runaway, the 1984 action movie. You want to play the trailer?
I just hope it's not the Julia Roberts Runaway Bride or anything like that.
Never seen that piece of crap.
Neither have I, but I'm not putting anything past you.
It is the future. Mysteriously spreading across an unsuspecting city, machines trained to serve humans are turning against them.
What do you got, Jerry?
Model 912 cut up 2 people inside the house.
I'm going in.
You're going in? We can send a disarm robot in.
Hit the floater, it'll hit the disarm, and any minute it's going to decide to hit the kid.
An ingenious conspiracy has begun, and someone has to stop the madman who started it all.
We've got a non-standard chip here. Can turn any domestic computer into a killing machine.
Working late at night all by yourself.
I just had a few things to finish up. No big
I
deal.
insist. Let me help you.
No.
Most detected.
I'm not a buzz, Jackie. I thought I was clean.
Luther really wants to keep track of you. Why's that, Jackie? This is a bad guy. He's killed 5 so far. I want him.
I'm telling you, I can't go out there. I can't go out!
What does it take to get through to you? He sees everything. He knows everything that's going on in here.
You can't run away, Ramsey. My little machine will find you wherever you go. You heard of a bullet that has your name on it? This isn't a runaway. This is murder.
We're never gonna make it through this one.
Runaway. Tom Selleck, Cynthia Rhodes, Gene Simmons. Runaway. From TriStar Pictures.
That is the most 1984 trailer ever.
All right, man. So, Runaway, written and directed by Michael Crichton. Of course, everyone knows Michael Crichton as a writer of such things as Jurassic Park and, well, Runaway. But he did, he did do some directing, and his big screen directorial debut was Westworld.
Yeah, I like Westworld. The movie, not the TV show that's on right now. I haven't watched that.
I watched the first episode, and Cyclops was walking around in the Wild West, and it was a little weird, and I didn't watch any after that.
Okay,
it was all right.
I've heard good things of it, but no, this is the This is also one of those VHS covers you always remember. It was the Yul Brynner? The Yul Brynner standing on the front of the cover, and half of his face was like gone with the
Yes.
robots.
Yeah, the face was being pulled open
Yeah.
type of thing. Yeah. Well, that's like speaking of covers, the cover of this VHS has Tom Selleck in
Mhm.
his robot zapping
Oh,
body armor.
please, we will have to describe
You
that
know,
to people
we
later.
will. And
Yes.
his co-star Cynthia Rhodes. But the thing that's really odd about this cover is Tom Selleck is holding Gene Simmons's rocket gun.
Yeah, not once does he touch that gun in this entire
No.
movie.
No, and if you don't know what a rocket gun is, we will tell you in a second what a rocket gun is. Charlie, tell them what a rocket gun is.
Oh, so the rocket gun is a gun that's almost as big as RoboCop's gun with
Rocket gun.
like a huge rectangular brick mounted in front of the trigger, and it shoots guided missiles.
Miniature
Miniature
guided,
guided missiles.
and it tracks you by your unique body heat signature.
Oh, I love that. I love how they explain, because not only does it shoot miniature rockets, they can go around corners. They can stop on a dime, turn around, and hit their target while it's moving down alleyways.
Yeah, yeah. So Gene
Oh,
Simmons' character uses a rocket propelled pistol, and it's a treat. All right, so Runaway had a budget of around $8 million
mhm.
and only made worldwide 6,770,587. So 2 million light, million and a half light of what it should have made. Well, what they hoped it would have made anyway, to at least make their money back. And
They banked way too much money on that mustache.
yeah, we will talk about when we get to the next movie. We're going to talk about where we think all the money went. But in
Yeah,
this one, Charlie, it definitely didn't go to special effects or the robot. I mean, those robots are all right. I guess in '84 they're a little more sophisticated than what we see now. But like a couple of robots were like rejects from BattleBots, and the other ones look like
yeah.
them little techno bug robot things you buy at Target now.
The ones that do the jitterbug. You ever
The
seen
little
the
spider
ones
things.
that they
Oh
would
yeah.
jump around? The one robot that I love the most was the very first one that picked the caterpillars off of the plants.
Yeah.
And Jackie's like, What's going on? They have these robots are taking caterpillars." I said, "Yeah, but they're made in Italy." And she's like, "How do you know that?" I said, "Look at its hand. Its hand was upwards doing that Italian,
Hey,
hey, and
how are
it's
you
and
doing?
that's how it's running, running away in the field." And I'm like, "See, it's Italian. It's just running away."
He's got the hand up in the, hey, what's the matter with you? Italian hand signal that everyone would know, obviously.
It
Yeah.
worked. Or if you see the thing, I'll share it in the group. I'll put a picture of that
Yeah.
robot
Put a
running
picture of the
around.
hand. It's
Oh,
pretty
which we're
hilarious.
gonna have to get there. There's a whole thing with these robots we got to talk about in a second. But yeah,
Yeah. So this movie, Tom Selleck and his mustache plays Jack Ramsey, a cop that is now on the Runaway Squad, and his job in the police department is to go after malfunctioning runaway robots. It's a modern day 2000, what is it, 2000 and
it's 2009.
2009.
No, 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 no,
And
no.
no, that's the other one.
That's Freejack.
That's
This
Free
is
Jack.
1993 or 4.
Yeah, some
Yeah,
nonsense.
somewhere
And
around there.
everyone has robots now to do domestic work. So you have a bug picking robot, you have a domestic robot around the house to help you make dinner and tuck the kid into bed, and you have ones that well, do anything really that you can think of, any kind of manual labor. They thought it was the Jetsons.
Larger versions of the Roomba.
Yeah,
So
sort of. Yeah.
not just vacuuming, they were doing everything in the house, which I'm just going to go ahead and say the unsung hero in this movie is Lois, the robot that takes care of Tom Selleck's kid the
Yeah.
entire freaking movie, from
Yeah.
making him dinner to tucking him in bed. This was it Rosie from the Jetsons, That's
Yeah,
what this was
Rosie's.
in this. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And her voice was done by Marilyn. Was that
Marilyn
Schreffler?
Schreffler?
Yeah, she was in Jaws of Revenge, The Golden Child, and a few other things that the movie The Explorer. She did a voice there, so she's done a lot of voice acting. Mostly,
Well,
she was in
she was in Remington Steel.
she was in an
That's
episode of Airwolf.
mhm.
There you go. So,
I like Airwolf.
uh, yeah, I know you do. So, as Tom Selleck is going now and breaking in his new partner, Thompson, played by Cynthia Rhodes, which you may know, she was the original dance partner for Patrick Swayze in Dirty Dancing, which was
Never saw it.
one of your favorite movies, Charlie.
Never saw it.
And um, they go around now and they hunt down these runaway robots. Well, they come to find out that these robots now are being programmed and modified to actually be killing machines. They try to figure out who causes all of this, and in the working on that, they find out that it is by a gentleman named Dr. Luther,
Dr.
who's
Luther.
played by Gene Simmons. So he is a doctor. Not necessarily the doctor you would expect.
Oh, sir.
You're welcome.
So what
I
happens
wish you could have seen the joy.
when Dan does the prep when Charlie's not online.
Oh, and you see the joy in Charlie's face as soon as I hit that. So he plays Dr. Luther. Excuse me, I killed myself on that one.
That was good.
So he plays Dr. Luther, and he is basically making these robots into these self-guided little rocket bullets so that he can sell them to the mob and the mafia and the hitman and terrorists and whoever he wants to, because he wants to make a lot of money.
Whoever pays the highest price, basically.
Yeah, he don't care. All he wants to do is make robots and be the demon. And he gets his assistant to help him, Kirstie Alley, who plays Jackie Rogers, and she has a bunch of chips. Tom Selleck finds out it's her, keeps her around, uses her as bait to get to Luther. Luther kills her. He has to fight him. Luther gets Tom Selleck's kid, who's played by Joey Kramer, the kid from Flight of the Navigator.
Yep.
And they have to go fight Luther, save the kid in a big high-rise building. The whole time, Tom Selleck is super acrophobic, hates heights. So, of course, he's in a high-rise building fighting, construction site building.
Everything he has to do deals with heights, it seems like. He has to fly in a helicopter, go up another high-rise building that references the other high-rise building.
Right.
And he just hates heights. Here's my biggest interpretation for Tom Selleck's job in this movie. He's Geek Squad in 1984.
Yes, he was.
They are literally a division of the police force that only handles what they call runaways. But it's the first robot they fix is the caterpillar picking robot in this field. Mm-hmm. And there's like 8 farmers hanging around waiting for him to get there for them to go turn it off.
Right. So, yeah, exactly. They're just sitting there going, "Hey, why don't you? And this is what you get paid for? Go get it for us, boy." You know, kind of thing. And
but they own the robot because Tom Selleck questions them like, "When was it serviced? It needs to get worked on?" So the farmers own it. The farmers turned it on, but no, they have to fly the cops out to the field in a helicopter. To run, it's a hilarious whole entrance thing. I love this. It's like Looney Tunes almost with
chasing them through the cornfield.
Yeah, the partner, her running around, all this other stuff. And then later they get called to a high-rise building with this robot carrying bags of concrete and dropping them from the 18th floor. And Tom Selleck's like, "What's going on?" She goes, "It's stacking in the wrong place." He goes, "We'll go turn it off." She goes, "Our insurance doesn't cover it. That's what you're here for." And I'm like, this dude's Geek Squad. He's just missing the van.
He really is. So next time you have a problem with your iPhone, just call the cops. They'll come out and fix it.
Call the cops. They have a whole division. That's their job.
Well, back at base, he's got Stan Shaw playing Marvin, who's like the tech guy working on it. You may know him from Daylight, Monster Squad. He was in Harlem Nights.
Yeah.
A lot of things. And, of course, their chief, who's played by G.W. Bailey, most notably known as Lieutenant Harris from Police Academy,
Yes.
Schroeder from Short Circuit, and Felix from Mannequin.
No, this is Police Academy all over. Other than he's not being funny, he's yelling at Tom Selleck and his mustache. The whole thing in this movie is his name's Jack Ramsey, and I swear to God, they say Ramsey 50 plus times in this movie.
At least.
Constant. Ramsey. Like Tom Selleck is trying to solve all these things. He's like the baddest dude in the Geek Squad, and his chief is riding his ass constantly. Like there's a bullet, an exploding projectile bullet in his partner's arm, but the chief is wanting to, figure out what Tom Selleck's problem is. Like, what's your problem? Why'd you let all this happen? I'm like, there was 15 other cops there. Why is it Tom Selleck's fault?
Because he's the sergeant. He's Sergeant Geek Squad.
Of Geek Squad. There's literally 3 people in his division.
And that's when we hear a word that we don't use on the podcast.
No.
But it wasn't Tom Selleck who said it. It was Tom Selleck's mustache.
That's what it was. They flipped a switch and Tom Selleck's mustache drops the F-bomb. And I'm not, I grew up watching Magnum P.I. and all this. I mean, Tom Selleck is a household name. It's a fixture growing up in the 80s. And I heard him drop the F-bomb, and I'm like, that took my breath away a little bit. I'm like, I don't know how I'm supposed to feel right now, because he was on Murder, She Wrote one time for a big crossover event, and Angela Lansbury doesn't stand for that garbage.
And she'd be like, "Holy crap, Magnum, what's wrong with you?" Mrs. Potts would have been pissed.
Yeah.
So this being the one thing that, like I said, we talked about this being a crossover because Gene Simmons is in this as the rock icon in this particular movie. Now, Gene has been in a few movies, obviously, but most of them had been like Detroit Rock City because he was Kiss.
Well, he's like at the tail end of that with the concert. He's like, he produced it, but he really wasn't in it. The only movie he was in before this was Kiss Meets the Phantom of the Park or something like that in 1978. This is like his first big role. And
and again, he was the demon in it.
Yeah, he was the demon in that. He's not the demon in this. Like, Jackie kept watching this going, I know that's Gene Simmons. It doesn't look like Gene Simmons because this is no makeup. His hair's not poofed up like, it was on concerts and stuff.
Correct.
And he nails this role though. He has this look about him, this mannerism that he's doing. I loved him in this, but this is like when Kiss took the makeup off and you had to look at Paul Stanley and Gene and all these guys with no makeup on going, wow, really? They're just some dudes from New York, man. That's it.
Yeah, exactly. So like he did this, and then he did like an episode of The Hitchhiker. He was in Trick or Treat.
Yeah, he was a Trick or Treat. We should have done that on the horror show. I'm kicking myself for not doing that.
You should have done that. What's wrong with you?
A lot.
Yeah, that's true. So, he's done a few things, obviously, but like this was his first big film role. And I'll play a little clip from an interview from back then actually about it. Gene is, those that know who Gene Simmons are, knows Kiss, and knows a little bit more about Gene and them, you kind of get an idea of how Gene operates. He was raised by his mother, a very proper kind of upbringing and education and things like that. So he's, you kind of get that with this interview. It cracks me up a little bit.
At one point, Tom and I were facing off each other, not saying very much, just sort of, and then at a certain point, I point my gun at him and I say, all right, drop it, you know, stuff you can't say on television. And afterwards, I went over and I apologized. I said, look, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that stuff, but we had a little bit of free reign in coming up with our own lines. And I was a little bit rude, and I said, look, I'm really sorry. He said, hey, don't worry about it. If that's what your instinct tells you to do, go with it, because it's probably right.
He was apologizing for being rude. as a character on this. That's how Gene kind of is. I mean, he just, he has a proper upbringing by his mother, and he apologized for it, which cracks me up kind of. But like you said, in this movie, he is a particular character.
Yes.
And he's creepy as hell looking. He's pretty sinister looking. There were comments we made where security was like, you got to get this guy off the set. If he's the kind of guy that if you shook his hand, you'd be missing 2 fingers when you pulled it back. Like they thought he was a slime ball.
Mm-hmm.
And that's perfect. That's exactly what you wanted for this movie.
And he doesn't have a whole lot of lines in this. A lot of it is just menacing stare,
Oh yeah,
but
he
it
gets that
works.
stare down.
And exploding missile bullet gun, that helps a lot.
Well, when you take an explosive bullet missile gun to the back, medic! There's not much you can do at that point. You're down for the count.
And Tom Selleck had to be a medic in one scene because for whatever reason, when the partner got shot, everyone else explodes with this like sparkler effect, but she got shot in the arm and it didn't explode. And so Tom Selleck has to perform surgery right there to pull it out of her arm because they have these clunky bomb disposal looking robots that they were going to use to take this out of her arm. Yeah. That's when we get the F-bomb from Tom Selleck.
Right. That, dude, remember the technology of the robots we had in the 80s? Come on, man. I would have rather had you pulled out of my arm than a robot too.
I would have used the little robot we had that Nintendo tried to sell us there for a little while.
Robbie,
that would just move its arm up and down. I would just bring Robbie in on a little tray and hold him while he took the bullet out of your arm.
That's and just move the gyros back and forth.
That's it, man. That's because other than that, it would be Teddy Ruxpin doing. I'd put a medical cassette tape inside of him and just let him talk me through.
Yeah, and now my friend Grubby will put you under with anesthesia. Yeah, it'd be great.
Somebody go get me an Iron Maiden tape right now.
No, see, that's what we need. We need a Teddy Ruxpin put Iron Maiden tape in it and see what happens. That'd be awesome. As he's in there and he's the mustache throws out the F-bomb. He tells everyone,
leave. I didn't realize how I was setting you up for that.
Well, thank you. And at that point he pulls it out of her arm and then throws it behind him into the bar and it blows up again.
What was up with that? Like,
man,
yanked it out of her arm and just like, you know how when you would toss salt over your shoulder if you spilt a little of that old wives' tale? Quick,
yeah.
He just tossed that exploding bullet behind his head.
Very yoink.
Oh, it was cheek. There it went.
So it's wild. This movie's supposed to be in the future, but everything's modern technology, like modern cars, modern helicopter, modern everything except high-tech robots, which are they're dog shit, honestly. But
there were some cool things.
So the cool thing was, as they've got Kirstie Alley with them, and Luther's trying to get to her, and they're driving cars. They have a robot. It's a dummy driving one police car while Tom Selleck's in the back with Kirstie Alley, and
it
Cynthia
wasn't
Rhodes
Johnny Cab.
It was not Johnny Cab. It was piece of shit Cab. And the other police car is his partner Thompson. She's driving one. And these people are chasing him down and letting these little remote control homing explosive car things chase him down the highway and try to blow him up. And then they all of a sudden have deflector screen, computer onboard, Star Trek computer, Nick Fury, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. internal computers on these cars now all of a sudden tracking these vices.
All the windows. The back window, the side window. They were like little. You remember when they were trying to locate the Death Star on Return of the Jedi, and so they would show like how it was getting closer.
Like
that's what this looked. Yeah, this grid form over top of them sitting in the middle of this car, and they're like, "We got one right behind us." Okay, that's not as insane as what I'm getting ready to tell you. Their plan is Cynthia's in the other car with a laser that pops up out of the top, and it's her job.
By the way, that little laser looked like the little laser out of the back of the Doom buggies on Megaforce.
Which that's going to come up later in this episode too. But
that's my boy.
this laser pops up, and she has to explode the little bomb car, the little bombs, as they race towards Tom Selleck, and she's shooting them on a busy highway as they're driving side by side.
Yeah.
And it's like all it kept doing was cutting to this guy that had a floor hole cut out of his car. You didn't see him, and he would just drop one and then drop
cut out the
one.
floorboard like the Flintstones.
And he would just, and that every time they blew one up, drop another. I'm like, how many does this dude have in the back seat? Because there's like 6 on screen at one time.
Yeah.
And then the most incredible stunt I was not expecting. Tom Selleck, which obviously was a stunt guy, had to cross from car to car, spread eagle as he tried to lift one leg from, because the doors are open, not like closer, they're like door length to door length away apart, and he spread eagle across. Takes him a second and then looks at Kirstie Alley and goes, "Jump."
Like, and she looks at him and goes, "Have you lost your damn mind? I'm not doing
no.
That." Yeah. I was going to say something else. I had to censor myself there.
Yeah.
No, I did see that was a stunt double, but it was Tom Selleck's real mustache. It actually crawled off his face onto the stunt double to make the.
He's certified. That's the safety thing. You have to have the mustache. So these little things you find out are tracking them. So Kirstie Alley, I have to remember it's Kirstie Alley, not Kirstie Alley, because I've heard interviews that irritates her. But
what is she going to do? Listen to this show, get pissed off, and call us?
You don't know, maybe.
Okay, go ahead, Kirstie, call me.
Stop it, it's Kirstie.
Do it, Savage.
Anyway, so yeah, there you go, Star Trek reference again. That's like the 3rd time in a row now. But she's like been bugged. But before this happened, they put her in this big machine to find all the bugs.
Yeah,
and it's like in her blouse, in her bra, in her skirt, in her shoe. Well, Ramsey's going through her purse. That's where the last bug is. And I'm like, you literally have a machine that points out the bug. Put the purse in the machine. No, he did it by hand. And that's where the last bug was.
Of course, yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. I think they did it to try to kind of get them off their track, but I'm reaching. I mean, that's the best I can do with that one, man, is that was the case. But it's funny because, like you said, it's supposed to be futuristic enough that robots do domestic chores now.
Yeah.
But yet, the most sophisticated outfit and technological tool that they can give Geek Squad Tom Selleck is the, what do they call it? The shock dispersion armor vest or some nonsense.
They have some name for it, but it's a shark bite suit.
He wears a chainmail top, and then gets roller derby pads to go on his forearms, his biceps, his knees, so on and so forth, and then like a regular bulletproof vest to put on top of all this crap. And then he gets a little belt-mounted laser zapper gun that goes beep, 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 beep when he shoots it, and he's going to use that laser zapper gun to go after the robot instead of just the 9mm he had on his hip to begin with. I'd have just shot the damn thing with hard rounds.
Or the one that he smashes to death with a chair when he saves Kirstie Alley.
Yeah, let's not forget that. He beat the shit out of the chair, and the security guard was mad at him for that. That was a good one, yes.
No, the best robot's the one that's running around with a 357 Magnum, though.
At the beginning
of the movie. And he's like, what kind of upgrades did you give that robot?
That's the one he had to go zap, 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 zap with the zappy gun and get or whatever. So it's hilarious. By the way, I just want to let you know, the guy that played the security guard was Dada's dad in Goonies.
Oh, was it? That's why he looked familiar. Yeah, because he's like, you didn't have to smash that thing. And he goes, maybe I should go back through your maintenance reports and we'll see who's at fault. And I was like,
he was going to be a badass about it. It's like, settle down, Tom. You and your mustache need to back off a little bit, all right? This guy don't know anything about nothing. So,
but there were things like, I did like the drone design because that's not terribly far off from what we
Not
have now.
No, it really wasn't. They had little earpiece communicators.
Yeah. Well, did you notice? Because there's a whole scene where they bust in on Gene Simmons doing like
Yeah.
the deal. Did you see how he turned on the drone, the one that shoots the gas out? Did you catch that?
No. What do you do with that one?
So when they have the guns pulled on him, Tom Selleck and his partner have him surrounded. Everyone's
Right.
got their hands up. He looks up at the ceiling and blinks twice, like deliberately goes, 1, 2, and it drops down from the ceiling.
Oh, that's cool. I
They
didn't even
don't
notice
even
that.
point
Yeah.
that out, but I was like, that's awesome. Like he had that plan that if, a contingency plan, all I
Yeah.
got to do is blink and this thing would drop down, throw a smoke bomb, and he's got cover. I was like,
He
that was
was like Batman.
yeah.
Ninja smoke. Whoosh, and he's out of there.
That
Yeah.
that was, I've been to a Kiss show. There's a lot of smoke and flame, so
Right.
he's
Yeah.
like, I got this. He goes, can I breathe fire? And they go, no, but you get a missile that comes out of a gun, and he's like, sold.
He blinked twice. It comes down. You get smoke. You get. All right. You actually get it.
I got to figure out how to do edits because we should play that scene, and then as the smoke goes, it turns into a Kiss video.
Exactly.
And it's
Yeah. It
also the one time he
turns
says
into Domino.
he says kiss in the movie. It's like something like kiss my ass or something. And I just yelled out, he said it. He said kiss. And Jackie's like, you're so stupid. What's wrong with
He
you?
said the thing.
He said the thing.
He went kiss in my ass. That'd have been awesome.
That
They
movie
should
would
have
have got
Peter-
higher ratings if that had actually happened.
They should have had Peter Chris in this and he shot him or something. That would have been
Oh,
great.
that would have been hilarious. Oh my God. No, I'll tell you, like,
so
so let's kind of talk real quick about
yeah.
our likes and maybe dislikes. So I
right.
did like. There's a lot of like to this movie. The dislikes were the
Yeah.
things that kind of took me out of it. The likes were I actually appreciated the robot designs because I am like this was done in 1984. Some thought was into the designs. Like Lois was even cool looking. She was kind of probably
She's
3 foot
yeah.
tall. She had all
Yeah.
the things that she would need to take care of the house.
She looked a little bit like the robot from Revenge of the Nerds.
She did. That's where it had all the little blinky lights and everything that would go around, and the tape deck reels, the reel to reel
Right.
stuff you would see.
Yep.
I like that stuff. I did like. Who can't like Tom Selleck? Tom Selleck and his mustache. Gene Simmons is awesome bad guy. I wish he'd have done it more.
Yeah, I do too, actually.
The dislikes with this movie was as I was watching it, I kept getting this feeling of this could have easily been a made for TV miniseries had they dropped the language a little bit because there's not much violence. I mean, even, when
Not a
someone
lot.
dies, it was just a little poof. One guy burst into flames, but it was kind of semi off camera. The guy in the locker room.
Oh,
when
yeah,
Gene
yeah.
does the deal.
One of the techs that actually made the chip
Yeah,
for Gene.
yeah. So I kept going like, man, this could easily have been a made for television. It tried so hard to be R rated, and it just never felt like an R rated movie. Tom Selleck dropped the F bomb. The
Yeah,
body
there was a
count.
couple, I think Gene did too, didn't he once?
I think one time he does.
Yeah.
Now, when he kills Kirstie Alley, that was freaking cold.
Yeah, he stabbed her right in the back of the head.
Right in the
through the back of
spinal-
the
yeah.
neck up into yeah.
Yeah, he like pikes her basically. He piked her right in the back of the head, and I was like, okay, that was pretty flipping cold. I was like halfway impressed with they went that far after seeing this movie. And then there's things that date this movie. The music dates this movie.
Very synth heavy. Yeah.
Super synth heavy. It's totally the 80s. Thompson's running around with like blue eyeliner around her eyes.
Yep.
One of the
Big
things that
Aquanet hair.
I didn't get her character and I couldn't really connect with her because she's like just thrown into this department. She's made comments like, "Oh, I used to work construction. I used to do this." And then she was questioning like heavily the other partner of Tom Selleck, like, "Well, why is he here? Well, what made him stop being in the field? Why did that make him do this?" And I was like, "What's it to you?" And it doesn't ever come back up.
You just showed up. Shut the hell up, lady.
But it's not like it was a running theme. It was just she does it, and then all of a sudden they're in a love interest. And at the end, I was telling Jackie, I said they can't do that because that's interdepartmental relationships, and IA is going to have a fit because they're making out at the end of the movie.
Yeah, yeah, and the thing is, and again, I know it's dated. It's 80. She's in a policewoman's skirt, and she commented, she was like, I was in traffic. So they were like, oh, she's the meter maid, she's the traffic cop girl, and she's in the skirt. And I'm like, okay, if you're standing there directing traffic or giving out tickets and it's the 80s and you're in skirt, okay, fine, whatever. But now she's climbing up scaffolding and going up an elevator and everything else, and it's like, you're going to see everything that the good Lord gave her if you don't put her in some britches there pretty soon.
Right.
And it was kind of weird. She was going to be a dancer, and she did construction, and she was going to be a computer programmer, and now she was in a traffic cop, and now she's a runaway cop. It's like, were you just so damned annoying that every job you had, someone would just push you to the next department or something? What the hell happened?
Yeah, it was kind of like, and there was like, there's no way you made it through academy or anything like that to get into the police force. I didn't not like her. I mean, she fit the character they were doing. It was fine, but also I was like, you didn't really need her. You had Kirstie Alley. It's like, it was just a little odd. I ding it a little bit for that, but overall,
she definitely wasn't no Lois from RoboCop.
No, she was not Lois from RoboCop. I mean, at least she's kind of a badass chick. You know what I mean? I give her credit. She did take off running through the cornfield to go after the Italian caterpillar catcher.
Lifted up over her head and went, started shocking her and shit. Like,
that was the whole Bugs Bunny thing. And then it blows up and her face has all the soot and smoke. She's wearing goggles and everything.
Yeah.
There's enough. This wasn't trying to be funny when it didn't need to be, but then it did.
But there's some cheese.
There's some cheese. There's some levity to it. You believe that he was a good dad, just trying to raise his kid with the help of Lois. I liked this movie. I think everyone should watch this movie. There's just the next one we're going to talk about is my favorite personally. So we'll just leave me at that.
So what I liked about this movie is Tom Selleck and his mustache. I liked seeing like G.W. Bailey in it and stuff like that. And you're like, oh, that's cool. Okay, good.
Yeah.
But a lot of the other actors and actresses in this, I guess right now you should just say actor. I'm not real sure. But anyway, a lot of the other actors in this weren't great. They were okay. They were fine. His partner, not great. And then Tom Selleck would be standing there acting his ass off.
Yes.
So it seemed a little bit like he lost a bet and had to do this one or something, was the feel like, Gene did a fantastic job for what he was supposed to do in this. He didn't do too much. He didn't try to do more than what he was capable of doing. And I thought that was really good. Again, me being born in 76, I did see this one when I was younger. So there is a nostalgia feel for it. So I liked it, but mostly I like it because, Gene Simmons is in it and he plays a real creepy dude. Tom Selleck does a really good job in his role. If you've seen Blue Bloods and kind of he kind of had the same vibe as his character in Blue Bloods. So I really kind of dug that. What I didn't like about this is kind of, again, the chainmail, lacrosse pad, zappy gun thing was kind of dumb.
Yeah.
B, they're going to send one guy in to go after this robot. Come on, to save this kid. No, they're going to send in a team to do it.
There's one more thing that irritates me. You keep going, but I want to bring something else up.
And one of the things that bugged me about this movie is I'm very acrophobic. I also am arachnophobic. This movie has spider robots and it's up in the air a lot. And I'm not even joking when I'm telling you, I'm watching this movie feeling uncomfortable looking at Tom Selleck did a great job of being really put off and afraid of heights when he needed to be. plus with the camera work they did, that shot really pretty good.
I was going to say, it looked like they borrowed heavily from Vertigo, the movie that they did for that.
Yeah,
So
and
they had
she
a
even
lot
mentions
of those.
Vertigo to him. So yeah. That actually made me feel uncomfortable enough to where I went, I don't like this. But again, I kind of liked it because it made it work. You know what I mean? Kind of thing. So
yeah,
yes, the soundtrack's very dated. But there's other movies where it has dated soundtracks too, like Tron, for example. Dated soundtrack, obviously, but works. Tron, top 50 favorite movies for me. If you don't like Tron, I'll punch you in your face.
Mm-hmm.
Love Tron. So dated soundtrack will still work, but this one just seemed a little.
This one just
cheesy.
got real cheesy and heavy.
A little cheesy.
Yeah, like they did too much. So, two things that you just reminded me about that I wanted to bring up to my negatives. Number one is there is this reporter following all of these things running around. Like anytime a robot went bonkers and the cops got called, she was there. It's like the people have a right to know. Well, she sends her cameraman into the first thing with the robot with the gun.
Yes,
and dude gets blown away. So camera guy is dead. She's at the very next one where they bust Gene Simmons with a new camera person doing the exact same thing. I'm like, there's no way you'd still be a reporter. You just got your cameraman killed. And that was your call.
The only person that has a worse gig than that is the drummers for Spinal Tap.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's. And then
that was dumb.
Number two.
Dumb as hell.
And I was telling Dan about this at the beginning of the show before we started recording. Ramsey fights Luther, and it's kind of cool. Well, Ramsey runs to the elevator in this high rise. They're like, I don't know how many floors up, but a lot.
Yeah.
Billion, yeah. So he inadvertently makes it go up to the tippy top, no more floors.
Well, I think Luther had it rigged to do that.
I don't know if he did, because remember, it's supposed to, if as soon as you go down, the spiders will kill you.
Yeah, but he hit the down button a few times and it didn't work. So I think Luther had it rigged. He had to go under it and hit the button to change it or reset.
Then that doesn't help this any more than what I'm getting ready to say is. So for the next, what would you say? 10 minutes?
10 minutes.
10 minutes.
5, 10, somewhere in that range.
He
fights the robots.
He is dealing with his acrophobia because he's super high and he has to hit a reset button on the bottom of the elevator. 3 robot spiders have jumped onto the thing when it went down the first time. So he's fighting them, gets sprayed in the face with acid, crawls under the elevator twice, zaps one off, knocks another one off, but he wins, hits the reset button, crawls back up, hits the down button. Luther's still standing at the floor where they fought originally, waiting on him.
Yeah, and it stops there.
10 minutes. I'm not joking. 10 minutes of this movie, not movie time, movie watching. Gene Simmons, I swear, is probably just standing there with his foot tapping, like, it's taking this guy forever to hit that red button. Because you know what? Say the spiders won. How was Luther getting off the building? No one was there to hit the reset button on the elevator.
Well, he would have just pulled the wings out from behind him and flew away as the demon. No problem. It would have been fine.
The
thunder, and he would have just whoosh out of here.
The go-go boots of dragon skulls.
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely.
Gone. I would have improved the score of this movie so much. But no, those were two more that you reminded me of.
Kiss did not do a song for this. I think Whitesnake did or something.
No, yeah. So I mean, he did. They were actually
Scorpions, maybe something crappy.
They were in the middle of production of Animalize, so Gene had to leave Paul Stanley in charge of producing that album while he did this movie. So I mean, if you know the history of Kiss, that's how serious Gene was taking this acting thing. For him to turn the reins over to Paul on Kiss, that's his baby, that's his moneymaker. He was taking this serious to this movie, and I can appreciate that. And Animalize isn't the greatest album that Kiss ever did, anyway, but a couple good ones on there.
Well, I don't think was Peter Criss with him at that point.
Let's see. Animalize might have been Kulick and Singer.
Okay, so at least he didn't have to worry about Peter Criss.
Maybe not Singer. Might have been Carr. There's two Erics. There was Eric Carr and Eric Singer, and I get them mixed up sometimes.
Peter Criss may have been the janitor at that point.
Everybody's got to pick on Peter. No one wants to be the cat.
Not even Peter.
Not even Peter.
So Charlie, do you want to wait and do our body count and Leongs until the end of the show for both of them together?
I think what we should do is we should do the body count with the movie, but let's hold our Leongs till the end and do both at the same time.
So you want to do the body count now?
Yeah, because we're talking about the movie and the kills. Let's keep the body count with the movie.
All right, let's see here. Let me hit that button there. Go over here, hit this button.
Yeah. Body count, body count, body count, body count.
All right, Charlie. Then what is the body count of Runaway?
So this is one of the few movies I've had to go back and count on my own because it's nowhere on the internet. No one's bothered to count this movie.
Well,
so
I can kind of see that actually, yeah.
And again, another reason why I think this could have been a made-for-TV movie is 12 people die in this movie.
It was almost more of a, I don't even say it was a mystery really, but it was
thriller.
Yeah, I guess
thriller.
Yeah.
Well, Michael Crichton.
I mean, Michael Jackson wasn't in it, but yeah, it was kind of a thriller.
No, but I mean, Michael Crichton does do that type of storytelling sometimes,
right?
So it's not like it was explosions and guns 24/7, except there was a gun that shot explosions. But no, there was 12 people that bit the dust in this movie.
All right, so 12 people bit the dust in this movie, and let's bite the dust of this segment, Charlie. We'll revisit it when we do the Leong bits at the end, but for now, let's take a commercial and come back. Pete, you're not the only one to have a beverage while you do your podcast, but we're going to take a break. I'm going to pour this in a glass, and when we come back, we're going to be talking about Freejack here on Give Me Back My Action Movies.
Welcome to the Monster Movie Stomp Down, where twice a month we review monster movies from all corners of the planet. Join me, Sludge.
And I went to watch it the other night, and she's like, "Why are you watching this? You can quote this movie line for line." Like, that's very accurate.
My co-host, Mark.
Don't ask me to do a stomp down on this because it's 0. Okay, dude.
Ruben, what's your stomp down rate?
And our brother from Texas, Ruben.
It's just, I'm like, wait a minute. They tricked me into watching this.
Yeah, that's what I felt like.
As we give you the history, our review, and the stomp down rating of some of the best and worst monster movies around. Available through the Podbean app, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Google Play, and Amazon. Make sure and check us out on Facebook and Instagram.
Just how drunk are we gonna get?
Welcome to Good Beer, Bad Movie Night, where each month we drink finely crafted brews while watching terrible films in order to see just how drunk you have to get to enjoy them. So tune in and join Troy.
Kilmore Crites.
Oh, that was pretty good.
Thank you.
Dave.
I have the weirdest boner.
And Pete. IPAs are ales, meaning they are bottom fermented. Excuse me, they are top fermented. I that up. Let me try that again. As we drag Kathleen,
Hear me.
kicking and screaming through an alcohol-fueled podcast dedicated to movies of questionable quality and the frosty adult beverages that help make them tolerable. Good Beer, Bad Movie Night. Clearly, it's the beer's fault.
Hey, this is Jimmy Street, host of the Live and in Color with Wolfie D podcast. Hear the life and times of professional wrestler Wolfie D. From his times in the territories with PG-13 to his times in WWE, ECW, WCW, TNA, and more. Nothing is off limits and nothing will be held back. Available now on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and all major podcast formats.
All right, welcome back to another episode of Give Me Back My Action Movies, the podcast.
The double feature special.
The double feature special. By the way, Pete, if you're curious, that's a Pog White Raj from IPA from Brew Kettle, by the way, if you're curious.
And if
Charlie.
you're curious, mine is a delightful A&W cream soda, vintage recent.
What's the ABV on that?
The ABV is no caffeine.
Oh, no, fair enough. All right, sounds good. Sounds good. All right, the next movie we're going to be talking about in the double feature is going to be the movie Freejack.
Yes.
And Freejack trailer sounds like this.
Alex Furlong is about to die. And enter the year 2009, where immortality is only a heartbeat away, where money can buy anything.
Shouldn't you consider an alternative body?
Sorry to deceive you. Including life itself.
Why me? Why don't they just grab somebody who's alive now?
Take a look at these people, Alex. They've lived half their lives with no ozone layer.
Tell me who's behind all this.
I'm sorry. But I can't tell you that.
Alex, don't you remember me?
He died, Jewel. Someone paid to bring him back.
I watched you die.
Welcome to my mind. Don't resist. Lose your mind, and you can live forever. Freejack.
Charlie, do you want to do the synopsis in this one?
I can do it because basically the trailer just gave you 90% of the synopsis. So basically in the future, they have figured out.
Wait. Why do we even do synopsis after we play the trailers?
Because sometimes, like the last movie me and Nate did, there's not even any dialogue in the trailer.
That's a good point. Okay, I'll give you that.
Yeah. So, and let's go ahead and say that at least this one already gets high marks against Runaway because we had movie trailer guy, and actual sounds from the movie that makes sense. But no, this is set in 2009. They have figured out how to, and I'm going to say time travel, but it's not like they're going back in the past. They are grabbing people at the moment of death. If you have enough money, you can transfer your consciousness into a new body because essentially that person's dead. So you're not messing with anything. And so Emilio Estevez is an IndyCar driver that the movie starts pretty straight off. You're watching Mick Jagger, who's part of the Bone Jackers, Vicendic, who isn't. Yeah, it's great. So we watched them, basically typing in these coordinates, and they're watching what we're watching happen with Emilio Estevez because he's about to die. The car wreck is about to happen, and he gone. So they zap him out of there. Someone's bought his body to put their brain into. You find out there's this whole big, what did they call it? The spiritual switchboard.
Spiritual switchboard. Yep.
I was like, that was creative. And so he gets transported. It's 18 years total. So what was that? 1991 is what he was from, with Rene Russo, and he gets pulled into 2009. So everyone technically is still alive. Rene Russo's still alive. His agent with the racing, and we get thrown into this futuristic world. He kind of comes to. So what we're led to believe is when they get zapped back, they're supposed to be like this husk, like the consciousness isn't there anymore. They're just alive. Well, he comes to, things go awry. He gets away, and they have it's happened enough. They have a name for it. He's called a Freejack. And so we follow Emilio Estevez as he tries to piece together who did this to him, what's going on around him, and he finds out that his girlfriend, played by Renee Russo, is still alive. He goes out to find her. All the while, Mick Jagger is chasing him relentlessly through this movie. And we'll get to the climax as we talk about it. But that's the basic gist of this movie. It's time travel.
Freejack, budget $30 million, only made a little over 17.
Ooh.
So this movie made, Charlie, what do we like to call this? It made less than dick.
It made less than dick.
It was real bad. 30 million.
There was no amount of Emilio that was going to save this.
30 million went into, we talked about, where did the 30 million go? A, actors.
Oh, actors.
B, vehicles.
Oh my God. Okay, so we're going to get to a little bit more, but they made so many futuristic vehicles for this movie. I'm like, someone went nuts with the vehicle budget. They're like, how much we got? What can we're going to make you remember in what was it? Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, when Star-Lord figures out that he's a god, and he's like, you can make anything, and he goes, I'm going to make some really weird shit. That was the guy that designed some of the vehicles for this movie.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And of course, the through line between these two movies is rock icons.
Yes.
And the first and foremost biggest rock icon in this movie, Mick Jagger, obviously of the Stones.
Yes.
Bet you thought I was going to play Painted Black, didn't you?
No, I actually expected this movie.
Did you?
Or this
Gimme
song.
Shelter?
Yeah.
I love Gimme Shelter. It's such a great song. So, Gimme Shelter, they're, of course, from the Rolling Stones. But Mick Jagger, not the only rock and roll musician in this movie.
Oh, really?
The other gentleman played his agent Brad. His name is David Johansen. He was the lead singer of the New York Dolls, who I actually saw a few years back, about 9 years ago. And he also was better known as Buster Poindexter with the hit Hot, 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 which I do not have a clip of because it's, well, shit. This, but this movie, you know, it went, like I said, but Mick Jagger, not even the big name on this. Estevez, Russo, Sir Anthony Hopkins.
Sir Anthony Hopkins. Give the man what he's earned, his title.
Jonathan Banks. Where do you know Jonathan Banks from?
Oh, I don't know. We just kind of talked about him in Beverly Hills Cop. You know, also in the Better Call Saul and the whole Breaking Bad type things.
Correct.
And still, let's see, was he bald in this one, or did he have some type of hair?
Nah, he was pretty bald.
He was already balding in this one. So, and this wasn't far after Beverly Hills Cop. So I think they finally went, the curly hair got to go.
Some of the other people in this one, Grand L. Bush, who played the bodyguard.
He was the bodyguard.
What was he in? I was going to say Balrog Street Fighter, the movie.
You can say Balrog, but I love pointing out that he was Agent Johnson in Die Hard with the two agents that were named Johnson.
Little Johnson and Big Johnson. Who was Big Johnson? What was he in?
You know, that's that kind of guy where you like see his face and you're like, I've seen him in a half a dozen movies, and you caught me off guard. I wasn't prepared for that one.
Well, I'll let you think for a second.
Just because you're looking it up on IMDb right now,
actually, I do know. I do know this one. I was going to pull his name up, I don't remember. But he was the one Fratelli brother from.
That's right, in the Goonies. Yeah, he was the other Fratelli. The other one.
Who else in this one? Yeah, go ahead.
I like Frankie Faison, who was also in a movie with Emilio Estevez. They were both in Maximum Overdrive.
That's right. He was also in White Chicks.
Yep, White Chicks. He was the chief.
Yep, he was Chief Elliott. Do the Right Thing.
Mm-hmm.
And the landlord
in
Coming to America.
Yeah. And then so there's two more I want to point out. I don't know if you have them on your list, but we have
I've got one, but go ahead.
Is it Amanda Plummer?
It is Amanda Plummer.
Okay, so she is titled as the Nun, but more appropriately known in this movie as the gun-toting nun. If you
Correct.
read stuff about her, she is Honey Bunny from Pulp Fiction.
That's right.
Yep.
And she's also the crazy sister. What the hell is her name in that? She was the crazy sister in So I Married an Axe Murderer.
Oh, that's right. With the other
Mike
Michael
Myers.
Myers.
Yes, with the other Michael Myers. Yes, that.
It's
yes.
still almost Halloween as we record this, so it's like the other Michael Myers.
The other. And then who is the other person you got?
The other guy I wanted to point out was John Shea, who plays Morgan. He's the friend of Rene Russo. Well, I was watching this movie and I'm like, I know that guy.
Super familiar. Yeah,
I know that guy. So I looked him up. He was Lex Luthor in the New Adventures of Lois and Clark with Dean Cain and Terry Hatcher. And I'm like, that's it right there. I knew that guy because there was some other shows that I've seen him, but I was like, I feel like I've watched this guy a lot on something. And I was like, I've seen every Lois and Clark episode. I love that.
Yeah.
That was my favorite Superman.
Well, you're right. So you see these faces of this movie and you go, okay, this is a decent, legit cast. This is not bad.
Oh, it's a solid cast.
The director's name is Jeff Murphy. He did a movie. One of his first big ones that you would know is Young Guns 2 with Emilio. Freejack, obviously, right after that. He also did Under Siege 2, Dark Territory, Fortress 2, Re-Entry.
I need to revisit those Fortress movies, man. The Christopher Lambert, man, they were good. I like
Raiden. Yeah, I like Raiden. And the one he did early on, 1988, was one called Never Say Die. Now, the reason I bring that up is it has George Wendt in it, who is Norm from Cheers. But more importantly and more recently, a name that you may, and I'm going to just slaughter this name.
Okay.
Tamura Morrison.
Oh, the Jango Fett.
Yeah, Boba Fett.
Jango Fett. Boba Fett, Jango Fett.
All the clones.
He played all the clones. He played Aquaman's dad in the Aquaman movie.
I haven't seen that still, but I got HBO Max. I need to watch it.
It's the better of all the DC movies, as far as I'm concerned.
I want to see. I also want to see the new Suicide Squad.
Loved it.
I really dislike everything they've done with the Harley Quinn character, and I know she's a big part of it. But I want to watch it. Good, because I want to watch it because I love Idris Elba. Love him, and I want to see Cena's character. What is it, Guardian? So this character's name? Peacemaker. Because he's getting his own like HBO series.
Yeah.
So I want to see for those things. But like I said, I love Elba.
I love,
especially after, dude. I watched Pacific Rim again.
And giant kaijus.
Yeah. Well, I watched the first one and the second one actually, but I forgot Elba was in the first one. He's so good in that.
Yeah, Idris Elba is fantastic, and he's also co-starred with two people that are in this movie.
Go ahead.
Sir Anthony Hopkins and Rene Russo.
That's right.
Odin and Frigga.
That's right, because he's Heimdall.
He is Heimdall,
and of course in Pacific Rim you have Heimdall in the same movie as Hellboy.
Yes, Ron Perlman.
I know, right? So anyway,
we digress a little bit. All right, let's jump into this.
Tangents.
No, we're fine. Let's jump into this movie because this one's my favorite of the two. This was also the one I had seen the furthest away. So I swear it was the 90s VHS era.
Makes sense.
Last time I
cool
watched
VHS again, cool VHS
cover. It had like they tried to get all the characters on there. It's very futuristic looking. I mean, this was also right around the height of Emilio Estevez, best known for the Young Gun stuff. And, as a kid, we all loved, even though Maximum Overdrive is not Stephen King's favorite, I loved it. This movie
Mighty
had
Ducks.
Mighty Ducks. I mean, Emilio, he's Emilio.
So this movie is sandwiched between Young Guns 2, Men at Work, then Freejack, then Mighty Ducks.
So you're right in the middle of his
and then Loaded Weapon and another Stakeout. We won't actually get into those.
No, we got to do a whole episode on that one. So yeah, let's save that for later.
Why do you hate me?
I mean, this movie starts out with car racing, F1
Yeah.
car racing, super fast, high adrenaline. He like gets launched in the air and explodes in one of the spectator overpasses that go over top of the tracks on the
Yeah,
road
those should
portion.
not be there.
I don't know what it is about, NASCAR
They
don't
should
have
not be
that.
there. No.
But he like touches tires with another driver and he launches, explodes, and obviously they zap him out at the exact moment. Mick Jagger's running around in like Russian APC vehicles
With a
surround
goofy ass helmet on.
Oh, you remember? Have you ever seen the '60s Star Trek helmet they sold that
The
had
Spock helmet?
the Spock helmet with the blue light?
Yeah.
So paint that black. That's what Mick Jagger's running around with, basically.
Now, the other Bone Jackers, their outfits, because I couldn't remember exactly when we first talked about this originally, their outfits are cool. The helmets almost looked like the helmets that the Skeletor guards had in Master of the Universe. So they were on the flying discs.
I was
They
going to
kind of look like that.
because we were talking earlier when we were picking this. We were like, oh, yeah, they wore like the baseball helmets like in Running Man.
Right.
And I was like, I think that's what. So when I saw these, I was like, dude, those helmets are actually kind of badass.
Yeah, like I said, they were reminiscent to me of especially the glider troops.
Yeah, the one that had the
Masters of the
hovers
Universe.
when they went
Yep.
through the portals. And I totally. Oh no, I was gonna circle back to what we said earlier.
You started thinking about He-Man, didn't you?
I did. It's like, oh, where we were talking about the lake.
Wait. By the way, the second trailer for the new He-Man series.
Oh my god. I
Chef's
can't
kiss,
wait.
baby.
I can't wait. So we were talking about the laser in Runaway that looked like the Megaforce laser.
Yep,
Well, that's because in this movie, the Megaforce Jeep dune buggies are running around all over the place. And I swear that's what they are.
Filled with bone jackers.
Yeah, so let's talk about the vehicles for just a second. So we have the Russian APCs that are painted bright red, purple,
or blue.
There's like 4.
Yeah.
There was a black and yellow one, then there was a blue, then a purple, then a red. All of the little buggies, and I swear they got these guys at surplus because there's like 20 of them running around, and they are wrecking them with wild abandonment.
Oh yeah, they were on discount.
2 or 3.
They were in the discount bin.
Jeep Willys, the old school, like 4-banger Jeeps that can't get out of their own way, running around. And Emilio does an entire car chase inside an S10 pickup truck with a giant liquid keg looking thing on
Chateau on the back carrying champagne.
I have no idea what, but it was an 80s S10 because I had one. And I'm like, ooh,
you had a couple.
I'm gonna build the Freejack wine delivery vehicle. And that's gonna be my replica car I want to build.
That's fine. Can we build one of the APCs too?
Heck yeah, because there's a miniature one. The local
down the road from you.
Yeah, you've seen it.
Down at the Armory?
Yeah. No, the one that's set at the garage going to Lowe's. They used to have it. It was a miniaturized one, so it wasn't 6-wheel; it was 4-wheel. Yeah. That's what I can get. So
don't let the old man know.
Dad already knows where the tank is, and they haven't ever took the motor out of it. So
I know he's talked about that for years.
Dad's on a thing. He wants to get a Unimog. He's working on trying to get one of those right now.
I've actually driven one of those.
Yep. So as we stay on the vehicle thing and where the budget went, not only did we have all of these for the Bone Jackers, the people of high society had the most absolute ridiculous looking limousine cars.
Yeah.
They look like those beetles that would drag that ball of dung behind them. So it was really big in the back and small in the front.
They were very thorax, carapace, bug looking. Yes, they were.
And the driver, which was Grandel Bush, could either be in convertible mode while he was driving Miss Daisy, which was Rene Russo, because that's what I swear he looked like that. Or it would bring the top over and he had a cover. And inside this thing was like the Lazy Boy semicircular Barca Lounger couch in white quilted tuck point everywhere on the inside of this thing. I'm like, there's your budget. somebody let the vehicle department go nuts.
It was a lot nicer limo than what Killian had in Running Man.
Oh, 10 times. You could have fit 3 Killians wide in this thing.
Plus, they also had like buses that were all futured up. They had like little like motorcycle things that were all futured up. They had all kinds of.
Did you see
shit in
the
this thing, man.
futuristic electric rickshaw, but it had a stake bed in the back of it? So it's all future looking, but they still had 2x4 stake bed carrying livestock in the back of it. I'm like, set design was cool. It was totally like reminiscent of what you would see in the 90s. Like I was reminded of Running Man the whole time. Really, if you like saw outside of the playing field, this is kind of what I would think the world would look like.
Yes, and then when you get to some of the crappier parts of New York, it was very much Escape from New York kind of vibe to portions of it too.
There was like parts that felt totally like post-apocalyptic, and we find out that like the ozone layer is gone, the river waterway is poison.
Oh, yeah, toxic. Yep.
Like food's hard to come by. All this stuff. He tries to find refuge as he's hiding, and he goes to a church, sanctuary, and he's laying down at the altar, and this nun, Amanda Plummer, she comes walking up, in full habit, everything, and he's like, "Oh, I don't. This feels like a dream. I don't know what." And she whips a shotgun out on the dude, and just starts yelling at him. And so, and she's nuts in this one. She's as nuts as she is as in Pulp Fiction. She gets slapped around and starts laughing at the dude when they're trying to find out where Emilio Estevez took off, and it's wild. And then there's this whole thing of we don't know who bought him. We don't know from the beginning who bought Emilio Estevez to put their mind into it.
Right.
Yeah. So, and this was the other thing I wanted to point out because this is so 80s, and I knew you would understand. When we first see him, and he's got the big cloak on, and it does the hologram of Emilio Estevez's face. Did that not look like, what was that cartoon we would watch? It was Illusionaries, and then there was another one.
Visionaries.
That they had that cloaked looking dude.
Yeah.
And behind it is the hologram face.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's all I could picture when that part came on.
I kind of imagined the Ghost of Christmas Future from Scrooged.
Yeah.
Sort of. I mean,
that Emperor Palpatine, but instead of his real face, the hologram face that popped up when he was talking to Vader, and put that together. That's what we saw.
Yeah, it was the CG in this, and there was a lot of CG and green screen work in this, a lot of computer graphic type of stuff in this,
especially at the end.
Yeah, when they're in the spiritual switchboard, the big jack at the top of the building. If anyone has played, remember jacks as a kid, the little metal jacks and a rubber ball, and you bounce and pick up one, bounce, pick up two, whatever. I'd use them as caltrops when I played G.I. Joe.
Yeah.
So
they were barriers. They were perfect barriers.
Absolutely. They were dragon's teeth, tank barriers. So the top of this gigantic building, the biggest building in New York City, is this big jack. It's a jack.
It has 4 balls sticking out the end like an antenna. It was so ridiculous looking.
And it sits up there, and that's the spiritual switchboard that they mess with, and it's pretty ridiculous.
And apparently they can only hold someone for
48 hours?
It was 48, because when they get him, they only have like 36 hours to find him before the consciousness is degraded. So there's this
while he's freejacking.
Yeah, so there's this whole elaborate thing going on. It turns into like this corporate espionage thing. So we find out later it's Anthony Hopkins who is dead. He is Odin. And he is the boss of future Rene Russo. And I do have to bring this up. So we're getting ready to watch this movie, and Jackie's like, isn't Rene Russo like a lot older than Emilio Estevez in real life? And I look it up, and it's like 8 or 9 years. I'm like, yeah, I mean, I know a few people that have that age difference. But when he leapfrogs forward and she is as obviously aged, I'm like, that's why they did it. she's
it
older.
works.
It does work. She now does look older than him. And so I was telling Jackie that. She goes, okay, that now that does kind of make sense. Like they did plan that. But Anthony Hopkins is her boss. He, Emilio Estevez is looking for her because, it's the only thing he can find. So, and again, I'm not trying to go through the whole movie. I'm trying to, I want to get
you're
to,
fine.
I want to get to, I forgot how to say his name. Vasindak. Mick Jagger.
Yes.
Vasindak. The back and forth of him and Emilio Estevez makes this entire movie what it is.
It really does. You're not lying.
The whole
100%.
car chase with the S10, and he's in an APC. So every vehicle, it looks like, has a laptop, and he scanned this barcode on the back of the truck, and so he could talk to Emilio Estevez through this laptop. And they're just bantering back and forth. Like Emilio would do something cool, and he'd be like, "What'd you think of that?" And Mick Jagger's like, "Okay, that was actually kind of cool." And then he'd get mad, and Emilio Estevez tried to slam the cover of the laptop down, and it slowly raised back up. And Mick Jagger's like, "So you thought you could get rid of me that easy, huh? I'm dying. I'm dying."
The best part is he slams it down. And he goes, "Oh no, I'm afraid of the dark."
Oh, that's right. He talks while it's down. I'm losing it, and it's just this ridiculous S10 that gets cut in half because it goes under a tanker. So the whole roof back part is gone, and he goes up a speed style bridge that's not finished. And Mick Jagger's yelling at him "This is it. You might as well pull over. Just stop." And then he gets ready, and then Emilio Estevez jumps out, just jumps into the harbor.
And he pulls a Charlie Sheen.
And Mick Jagger goes, "If he drinks any of that water, I'm out all that money." It's just
he pulls a Charlie Sheen from Navy SEALs.
Navy SEALs.
So he and his brother both do the same stunt. Essentially, they jump off the bridge out of a vehicle into the water. Do you think about that?
It is. No, I didn't. But that's this movie. It's so ridiculous. It's good.
Yeah, well, dude, that's not to mention the fact that Boone, the bodyguard for Rene Russo's character, is walking around in a 3-piece suit with a little machine gun and a katana.
A katana that looks like a paring knife with him holding it. He's giant. The way they filmed him in this is he is his chest's all bust out and everything, and he ends up bodyguarding Emilio Estevez, and he goes, "I'm going to help you." And Emilio's like, "Why?" He goes, "Because you're running around here and you're making all these rich people look stupid, and it's all on TV, and you're making my grandmama laugh." And I was like, "Really?" And even Emilio Estevez is like, "Really?"
He's like, "Just keep making her smile." Pretty fantastic.
He gets shot, and the last words to Emilio is, "Keep my grandmother smiling." That was his last thing he said.
He's the only person I've ever seen in an action movie get shot in the shoulder and die from it.
Right. Well, okay. He didn't die from that.
He was going to, basically, kind of.
He played possum with a grenade as everyone come around.
Yeah.
So as we get going, there's this double cross with the vice president of the corporation of Anthony Hopkins, which is Jonathan Banks. And so he's decided, well, if Anthony Hopkins can't transfer his consciousness, I get the company because he's dead. So he sends another group of guys out to kill Emilio, not capture. So now you have Mick Jagger trying to capture, another group of guys trying to kill him, Emilio trying to get away with Grandel Bush running around protecting him. It's just this whole big conglomeration of people running around. One shooting stun tasers, the other one shooting bullets. And Mick Jagger just has this look of disgust 90% of the time during all of
He's like, "I'm just trying to get a paycheck. This is horse crap." He's just so mad.
He's like, "I just want to get paid. It's just a lot of money."
So at the end of this, essentially, the whole thing comes out where it was Anthony Hopkins' character, and he wants to do this mental transfer with Emilio. And
it's because he's in love with Julie.
Right. Yes. Yeah. Owen's in love with Odin's in love with Frigga, or is it Freya in the movies?
It's Frigga.
It's Frigga in the movie. Okay,
it's Frigga.
I hadn't seen him in a while. I couldn't remember. So as they're doing the transfer, Bush or not Bush, but Jonathan Banks shows up, shoots the machine, and they're not sure if the transfer happened or not because it was happening, but they're not sure if it all happened or not. So Vicendex shows up, Mick Jagger shows up with his bone jackers and stuff, and he's got a gun on everybody, and Banks is yelling, "Shoot him!" And this is I'm in charge, and he's like, "No, I'm McCandless, I'm in charge," and all this stuff. So he goes, "All right." He goes, "You need to give me your personal ID number then, and that's how we would know it's you."
Yeah. So Emilio kind of comes too, and we're led to believe that that's Anthony Hopkins' consciousness got transferred. And the Vicendex, the only way you could test it, because Emilio's consciousness should be gone. There's nothing left of him. So
No more Emilio.
Only questions McCandless would know. So Mick Jagger asked, because everyone has a personal identification number that is only apparently and the handheld machine he's holding.
Like a social, I guess. You're not supposed to tell people your social, kind of.
I guess that's what it is.
Except everyone wants your damn social now when you talk to them.
I guess what it would be is there would be no way Emilio, as
would
Alex,
know the number.
would know the number.
Right.
So,
yeah,
okay.
So they do this bit, and so he Vicendex like, "Okay, give me the number," and Emilio's like 2. He's like, "All right, 5," and he's like, "Proceed," and he's like, 6. And then like Banks is like, "This is horse crap. Obviously he's full of crap." And he looks at me and he starts rambling off these numbers real quick. And then Vicendex finally goes, "Correct." And like Banks is going to go shoot him, and then Vicendex shoots him or whatever. And he was like, "Okay, you're everything's cool."
Yeah, you're
movie,
Anthony Hopkins.
Yeah, you're Anthony Hopkins. So at the end of the movie, Anthony Hopkins goes down to get in his Rolls Royce. And with Rene Russo, he's like, "All right, you get dressed in something nice. We're driving away." And Russo's like, "Well, shit, what do I do now? All right, I might as well then."
Yeah, basically she's hostage now.
Yeah. So they get in the car, he drives off, and she's looking at him like, "All right, man, this sucks, man. All right, whatever, I guess." And they get stopped. A bus goes by, and in the front of the road is Mick and his bone jackers.
And every vehicle in production.
Yeah, everything that they built for this damn movie is right there. So they stop, and you're like, "Uh-oh," and he walks over to him, and he was like, "I knew if I watched you long enough, you'd screw up. McCandless doesn't drive."
Yeah.
And Emilio's like, "Uh-oh." And he's like, "Ms. Redmond, you're going to have to teach him better." And she looks at him, she goes, "Is that you, Alex?" And Alex, "Yeah, it's me."
Acknowledges it's her, yeah.
Yeah, acknowledges it's him. And then she's like, "But how did you get the number right?"
Wait a minute, how'd you get the ID number right?
He didn't. I lied. He wasn't even close.
I love that part.
So it's like Mick Jagger's character he got respect. Alex earned that respect through him, and he hated Michelet. He hated him anyway. Banks anyway. So he's like, whatever. I got paid either way.
He was being jerked around by Anthony Hopkins a bit, and throughout this entire endeavor of chasing Emilio, he even he goes, "What? Are we not friends anymore? Are we not? You're the only friend I have here."
Emilio saved his life.
And yeah, Emilio saved him.
He does saves his life in a shootout with the other gang that Banks has sent. Yeah.
And so Vicendex gives him a 5-minute head start to get away the first time.
1 Mississippi.
Yeah, it's
2 Mississippi.
It's 5 minutes. How are you going to do the Mississippi all the way through? But I love them two this entire movie. I could watch that all day long.
The buddy cop aspect of that was really good, kind of thing. Yeah. So let's hit the likes and dislikes of this movie in particular.
Well, I did the other one first, so
I'll go first.
You go first.
What I liked, the vehicles obviously looked cool as hell. So the vehicle's cool as hell. One of the things, the acting in this, everybody did a great job in the acting in this.
Yes.
The one thing I loved about this movie is I love the names of the characters.
Yes.
Alex Furlong Julie Redland, Michelet, Vicendek, McCandless, Boone. I love these Ripper.
Yeah.
Vicendek's number 2 guy.
I didn't even talk about him because I was trying to figure out why he had a blacked out glasses,
eye
but
patch,
his
a
eyes were
scar.
fine.
Yeah, I don't know. It was cool though.
Yeah,
because it looked cool.
The cool factor.
So it's like I loved the names in this. By the way, also one of Mick Jagger's future and now ex-wives, Jerry Hall, was in this movie. She was a newswoman in this movie.
Yep, she was on one of the little television things when they're talking about the Freejack.
Yeah, she was the one that ended up interviewing Emilio when he was hammered in the bar.
That's who it was.
Yeah, that's her.
That's another funny part of this movie.
It's pretty good. Yeah, he calls Vicendek. It's pretty good. So I really love that about this movie. What I didn't like about this movie is the guns that the Bonejackers were carrying were kind of dumb looking from a prop build standpoint. I think Jagger's helmet was stupid as hell. That looked real dumb. What was the other thing I was thinking about earlier when I was thinking about what I didn't like about this movie? What I didn't like about this movie is I actually kind of would have liked a Stone song in this movie. Instead, the theme for it is called Hit Between the Eyes by the Scorpions, of all people.
Yes, and fun fact, the VHS came with that video.
Oh, of course.
You got the Scorpions video with this.
Now, you know what? And this will be a little bit of a tangent, but it's me. And, well, this is our podcast. We can do what we want.
That's right.
By the way, this movie was an hour and 50 minutes, almost a 2-hour long movie.
It really is.
One of the things that I'll tangent on real quick is I loved songs either being made or really being taken and used as movie soundtrack songs, and then the videos had clips from the movies in them, and usually the band playing on a stage or something or other.
Yeah.
But I loved that. I loved when movies really had soundtracks that you would go buy the cassette of the soundtrack of that movie for a reason, because it was so good. I mean, we've had a couple things like Guardians, obviously, that the soundtracks have become legendary on, but like for the most part, you don't get that anymore.
Not really.
And I loved that. Like, for example, one of the movies that we haven't done yet, and I'll break the fourth wall and tell you we will do it, is one of Charlie and I's both personal favorites, and that's Demolition Man.
Yep.
Love Demolition Man. The song that Sting does for is called Demolition Man. I love that. Yeah, I don't like Sting. I love that song.
Yep.
And there's things like that, like, Good Enough Goonies, Cyndi Lauper did it for, there's that in the video has a lot of pro wrestlers in it, like the Sheik and Piper. And I love that. But, for the most part, it's like, I love those movies having those soundtracks. I would look up movie soundtracks and listen to them. I do it now on Spotify. I love it so much. I wish that would become a trend again. Nowadays with copyrights and marketing and budgeting and this and that, it probably will never happen. But I mean, they still
kind of do it. Like, the Venom movie got, Eminem did a song for the Venom movies. We've gotten I think Lincoln, or was it Lincoln Park? Might have been Lincoln Park would do a soundtrack song back in the, probably about 10 years ago.
Like Rage did Matrix.
Yeah. Who knows what we're going to get with the Matrix that comes out this Christmas. So, but I agree with you. The soundtracks for these movies, the end song of Commando, we both love Commando so much. You ragged on it, but the song in Navy SEALs, I love that song.
Strike like lightning.
Strike like lightning.
Yeah,
I love that song. But I get you, and it was a missed opportunity. From what we've read, most everyone here didn't like doing this movie, let alone like seeing this movie later. Mick Jagger's gone on record saying, it was brought to me. I had like a week to decide, and I did it. He goes, if I'd have been able to like read over the script for like a month, I would have turned it down. And I'm like, that would have killed the movie. I mean, if I didn't have
I can't
Emilio
imagine
and
it.
Mick
Yeah,
Jagger in this movie back
the
and forth,
chemistry was
so I'm like, I
Hopkins
wasn't,
hates it.
and he's in this movie for like 10 minutes.
Yeah, he hates. But you know what? You've got the one. Okay, so another tangent because that's what I'm doing tonight. The movie when we talk about actors that hate movies, the one that I still cannot comprehend because I absolutely adore, love this movie. Again, a top 50 movie for me is Robin Williams and Popeye. He
Yeah,
hated that movie.
I don't get it. I'm with
I
you. I love
loved
that
it.
movie.
God, I love Popeye the
I
movie.
remember that octopus scene as if I had just seen it for the first time. I mean, uh, I can't think of her name right now. It just escaped
Oh,
me.
olive oils.
Olive oil.
Yeah.
Shelley.
Shelley Winter. No, Shelley Walt.
Shelley.
No, is it Shelley Winters? All right, you talk. I'll look it up.
Yeah, look it up. She was olive oil to me. Um, Robin Williams
Shelley
was Papa.
Shelley Duvall.
Shelley Duvall.
Yeah.
From The Shining.
Yeah.
I love Popeye. I agree with you, and I don't know why there's a lot of movies we could go on for a whole episode of actors that hated movies that went up being like loved by the fans.
Oh.
Well, we just talked about that. Maximum Overdrive is absolutely despised by Stephen King. He directed and wrote it. I love that movie. It's one of my favorites growing up. I'm friends with one of the actors in the movie.
Yeah,
A good
exactly,
friend,
yeah.
not just Facebook friend. Like,
Right.
had dinner, hung out with him. So I don't understand the hate. And especially, like I said, Anthony Hopkins is like in this movie 10 minutes. I'm
Yeah,
sure he was
if
on
that.
set
Yeah.
longer, but his role was nothing. What did you hate about it? You said lines like Anthony Hopkins would say lines. You did exactly what was written. Shut up. It wasn't that bad.
Yeah, I don't think it was either, honestly. So I'm
No,
with you on that.
this movie is not rated very high, like on IMDb or Rotten Tomatoes, but I don't go off that stuff.
There's a lot of cheese to it for sure.
There
There's no
is.
doubt about that. But when you consider some of the other 80s action movies, early 90s action movies type stuff, it's as good as some of the others.
It's as good and if not better than some of the others in my opinion. I mean,
Yeah, honestly, yes.
it told a story. It was entertaining as all get out. I was having you can ask Jackie. I was having a blast watching this movie. You know, the cars wrecking, the Megaforce buggies flipping on their sides, and I was like, this was like a stunt man's dream doing this movie because there were so many stunts done in this one, and they were cool looking.
So, all right. So you've got this movie again, like you said. I enjoy watching it. I think it's one of those ones where I watch it. And I'm just like, I can kind of fast forward to the part where they catch him, where they Freejack him in. I can kind of fast forward to that part.
I think this movie would benefit from some tightening up. I do agree that like an hour and 50 minutes might be a little long. This should have been one of those nice, tight, like 90-minute action movies.
Hour and a half, hour and 40, something like that. Yeah.
And
yeah,
I believe there's enough to cut out of. But I will give them this. What they do leave in was kind of like world building. Like, you know, we barely even talked about, but whenever he goes and finds his agent in the future.
Brad. Yeah.
And he basically is showing him the underbelly of this society, you know, how bad it is for everyone. There's a lot that they thought and put into this movie. They thought through a lot of it.
I feel like there's probably a lot more to this movie that got cut out. A lot more of that world building, fleshing out type of stuff. It felt like there's probably that there.
No, I don't doubt that at all.
We didn't see.
But
all right,
I think we've covered this. Yeah,
I think so. Do you want to body count this one?
Let's body count this one now.
Yep.
Yup.
Body count. Body count. Body count. Body count.
All right, Charlie. Body count it, baby.
Well, this one we get a proper action movie body count. 46. And
sounds
after
about right.
The amount of like faceless, nameless goons that die on both sides of the ones that are trying to kill him and the ones that are trying to capture him. Obviously Alex doesn't die, so he's not even dead. He's not even dead.
He just gets teleported through time and space.
He just gets teleported through time and space. I did like the where he electrocuted the one guy that cornered him that was about to shoot him with the real bullet.
Oh, yeah, he zapped. Oh, the medical crew that pulls him out and he hits him with the lobotomizer and zaps
Dude, the
them all.
lobotomizer scene at the beginning was cool.
That was cool.
And it was almost like they filmed it because they're all wearing those like silver foil outfits.
Look like baked potatoes.
Yeah, but it was like when he shot one guy with the lobotomizer, it like bounced and hit both people at the same time. Like it was
other foil.
Electricity.
Yeah, it was cool. It was a cool scene.
I really enjoyed those kind of things.
They looked like AIM troopers, but wearing aluminum foil, and then they were going to saran wrap him.
Yeah, oh my god. It's like they spent all the money on vehicles. Everything else was like, what do we got left laying around?
Yeah, make it work. Yeah, exactly.
So, body count was 46. So like I said, a good proper action movie body count.
46. All right. Well, now that we've body counted both movies,
yes.
You want to Al Leong both movies?
I say it's time we Al Leong, and what we'll do is we'll just alternate. You'll do your movie first, then I'll answer, and then I'll do Freejack, and then you answer. So it'll be you, me, you. So we'll do that.
You, me, you.
You, me, you.
Man, the Wilhelm scream is so good.
Every time. I wasn't sure if it was going to grow on me, and it has. I'm actually pretty happy with this one.
You know what else has grown on us?
Medic! We might need to get that checked out.
Yeah, Call a medic and get that checked out.
Bone Jacker.
Well, I'm gonna have you start calling me Bone Jack. Put me in your phone as Bone Jack.
Why don't we have I listen to other podcasts. They all have like nicknames, and we just went with Charlie and Dan, our normal names.
I don't know. About Charlie No Butt.
Nope. Done with that bit. Let's what's your Al Leong rating?
All right, so my Al Leong rating for Runaways, Runaway rather. When I first watched it, I had, like I said again, I had some nostalgic memories of watching this movie with my mom actually, and my mom had a thing for Tom Selleck. I mean, obviously, who didn't?
What mom didn't have a thing for Tom Selleck in the
Some
80s?
of the dads did too. So
that stash was powerful, man.
With great mustache comes great responsibility. So I had those, and I had an original Al Leong rating for it at around 6. After watching it again, though, and actually kind of thinking about it, analyzing it, I'm going to go ahead and give it a 5.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm going to give it a 5. There's some cheese to it. There's definitely a dated feeling watching it.
Unfortunately, yeah.
It's enough fun that Gene and I'm going to give it a 5.
Yeah, no, I can see that. So I'm not going to be too far off from you. I had seen that one more recently than I had Freejack. I also love Tom Selleck. Again, Magnum PI. We grew up seeing that face everywhere in the 80s and even early 90s. He's still on TV.
Sure.
Yeah. He's a household fixture. Like these robots that were running around, we all should have little pictures of Tom Selleck somewhere in our house.
Who says we don't?
I'm not saying we don't. I'm not saying.
And Burt Reynolds. Who had the better stash, Burt or Tom Selleck?
I think Tom Selleck, man. Burt is close, like a mustache hair close. But
when you see Tom without a mustache, it's a lot weirder than if you see Burt without one.
That's how you judge it. Who looks weirder without? So Tom Selleck wins out. Yeah, this movie again, it felt like a made-for-television miniseries that got turned into an R-rated movie. That
I can actually see that.
Yeah,
when you said that, that's perfect. That's a good analysis.
So I think I'm exactly with you. I'm at a 5. I think it's a 5 Al Leong movie. It's definitely worth watching. It's on Amazon Prime right now. It's worth it just to see the little spider robots, to see Gene Simmons in a role that it's for Gene and Stash, period. Everything else is just extra bonus.
What if Gene had a stash?
I don't know how I'd feel about that.
That'd be weird.
That would be
All
very
right.
weird. So let's do Freejack.
Freejack me.
I will rate Freejack. So again, like you, I kind of guessed in my brain what I would rate these based on what I remembered. Because funny fact, I didn't even bring this up. I have a Freejack comic book based on the movie floating around somewhere.
Oh, that's cool.
So I've always known about this movie. I've always had fond memories of it and knew I liked it. So I watched it, and even now as we talked, and how much more energy we have talking about this movie, and how much I've really love Emilio Estevez and Mick Jagger's chemistry in this movie. Um, it was going to be like around a 6.5, but I believe I've just bumped it up to a 7. Um, I think this movie is a solid 7. It has everything I want in an action movie. Oh, there is one thing we didn't bring up that was very, very odd in Runaway, and I think we need to
Okay.
talk about it because there was none in this. There's no nudity in Freejack, but they just
Correct.
out of nowhere threw a topless lady in a hotel room in Runaway. And it was more like, whoa,
Yeah.
really? Like it did nothing. It did nothing
They
for the
even
whole thing.
they even had a brothel scene in Freejack a little bit, and there wasn't really any topless in that. Yeah.
We had the neon boobies outside that looked
Yes.
like the Dust Till Dawn bar.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if we're going to say that word.
Well, it was reminiscent of Total Recall.
Yes. Yeah,
Yeah.
whenever they go down the strip down to there.
Yeah.
So that was just odd that we never even brought that up. So yeah, this movie had everything action wise except for the gratuitous nudity, which it didn't need.
Sure.
I this movie's a 7 to me. What about you?
Okay. Watching it, I watched how did I watch these in what order? I watched Freejack first, then I watched Runaway. And I watched them both the same night.
Mm-hmm.
2 nights ago, as a matter of fact, as we're recording this. And I wanted to watch. I remembered in my brain liking Runaway better, so I was like, I'm gonna watch Freejack now, kind of get it out of the way, and it's the longer of the two. Let me watch it, and I'll get to Runaway.
That was my same thought process, but reverse.
Yeah. So I did that, and after watching it, I gotta say I like Freejack a little better. Yeah, I really do. I'm going to give it a 6. I'm going to give it a solid 6. Again, yeah, there's some crap in it, and yeah, there's some stupid. It seemed like they skipped over a little bit here or a little bit there, or they could have filled this in a little bit more here or whatever. But there was a lot of things in it and some scenes in it, like we didn't talk about when Alex and Julie, when they come down the elevator from Michelette's office, he's got all of his personal security guard there to shoot him, kind of like RoboCop.
Yeah,
reminded me of the RoboCop scene. The thing that killed me in this was the green screen CGI stuff was really the technology was not there. It looks dated. Right. Now watching it, I'm sure back then it was fine. Looking at it now, you're just like, ugh, it's like it's like I could green screen that in the bedroom here kind of thing.
Yeah,
it was not great. The big jack on top was kind of goofy, but there was enough in this movie. The back and forth between Mick Jagger and Emilio, awesome. The Bonejacker helmet's awesome. The name Bonejacker I think is cool.
The practical vehicles running around. I mean, they legit were ramping these things. Yes.
I mean, there's one scene you can actually see the ramp it hits, but whatever, it's fine.
Hey, we talked about that in Delta Force, man. Behind every barrel is a ramp.
Is a ramp. It's fine. That doesn't bother me. This movie was good enough for me to go, 6. I'd watch it again. Yep.
This is, and this isn't a disparaging remark, but this is your pretty basic run-of-the-mill 90s action movie that came out.
It's not just vanilla. It's vanilla with a little bit of a caramel swirl in it.
It's got that vanilla bean, that little specks of vanilla that are in there for that little extra something.
I would agree with that. Yeah.
This one is actually on HBO Max right now, so if you have HBO Max, and I gotta say it was a extremely clean version because I only remembered the VHS. So it was like really nice to see. It was clean, but not overly clean, where things got weird looking. The
Yeah,
dark
it was
parts were
still,
dark
it
and,
was grainy enough.
yes, you got
There
to
was a
leave a
little bit
little
of
bit of
grain
that
to it.
grain,
Yeah.
especially in the dirty parts of the city. I was like, you didn't polish, and thank you for that. So check them out. Both movies, a 5 and then a 6-7. I think those are commendable action movies and worthy of our double feature presentation.
I think so. So, all right. Well, you got anything else before we go into the wrap up?
I think we've covered these movies pretty well. I mean, I'm actually surprised we've got 2 movies squeezed in the amount of time that we've done. So I feel pretty proud right now.
All right. Well, let's do the wrap up. Look, Gene, if you want to come after us, that's fine. Go ahead and send me a cease and desist.
I was just getting ready to say, the one person on this planet that would send us one? That'd be Gene.
I'm tempting. All right. So as we finish up this episode, we want to give thanks to everyone that we normally give those thanks to, and that's Good Beer, Bad Movie Night with Pete and the gang over there. Poster Smash. Check out their stuff. They did a Dead Heat, Red Heat.
Yep.
Poster Smush.
They pulled
Smash.
that one from the archives for us.
Yeah, that was good. We want to say, of course, check out Sludgecast, Monster Movie Stomp Down, live and in living color with Wolfie D. Make sure that you listen to Give Me Back My Horror Movies with Charlie and Nate.
Yep.
If you subscribe to this, you subscribe to that. Congratulations. We tricked your ass into that one. And make sure you get on the Facebook, get on the groups. We have multiple groups. We have the one for the network. We have the one for this movie podcast. We have one for the horror movie podcast. And our cousin podcast, Good Beer Bad Movie Night, Sludgecast, Woofy D, get on their socials. Check them out as well.
Yep.
Like, subscribe, comment, review where you can on Apple Podcast, iPodcast, whatever the hell they call it. And on Spotify, we definitely do it there as well. Check out Instagram. Charlie does all of that.
Yep.
See what combo meal movies he is buying this week. Check out Mountain Empire Comics in Johnson City and Bristol, Tennessee, respectively. Check them out on Facebook. And, of course, you can always contact us through the Facebook or send us an old-fashioned email at, and here's Pete's favorite part, gmbmampod@gmail.com.
Yeah, did you need to take an extra breath for that one? That was a lot. I will only add one small thing to that is
please do.
Sludge over at Monster Movie Stomp Down has finally, after months of me berating him, started a group. So we can share all the gooey goodness of monsters.
Check out his trading cards he just made.
All his Halloween trading cards that he's been sharing have been fantastic. So probably by the time you hear this, they'll all have been released, but you'll be able to go back and check them out. And we just share all kinds of cool stuff. So it's
also,
nice.
Didn't your episode of Jacked Up Movie Review Show just come out?
No, it comes out November 9th.
November 9th. Okay, so look forward to that in the future.
Yeah,
which could be the past when you listen. It depends on when you listen to this.
Yeah, we'll have to see what the release dates. I'm looking at my calendar and I don't have it marked right.
But we did just do 2 movies in the future that are in the past.
Funny how that worked too. I mean that's kind of weird. One was in the 90s, one's in 2009, and it's still the past. Back to the Future 2 is now the past.
Morty. And Back to the Future 3 was definitely in the past.
Yeah, man. They went back to the West. Are we done?
Butthead. Charlie, I'm finished. Everyone, thanks for listening. Check us out next week. We'll check Charlie out next week at least.
Yep. For
the horror movies. Check us out in 2 weeks when we will be doing a movie which we haven't discussed just yet. And until then, thanks for listening. Charlie,
I'll be back.
I knew you'd say that.